Hello, Julie and everyone. Here's my final piece for this Schoology class. I'm going to straight off the gate say I really struggled with the online course. For you that know me, I'm a people person and really like to be around everyone else while we're working through some problems and issues. I probably appreciated the back channel chat more than anything else for the handful of questions I posted on there and the responses people gave. That was nice. It wasn't the same as sitting down with somebody. Here's my computer, let's walk through what we're doing, and like to watch it happening, as opposed to, reading and working off of there. I did appreciate the videos. I thought those helped because it showed everything, but it took a lot of back and forth when you were dealing with some of those issues. So I'm 100% positive moving forward. I definitely want to make sure I'm in a live in-person class as opposed to trying to work something through, especially something that I'm not familiar with like Schoology. I definitely want to be in a class with a real person instead of working this through on an online course. What I did, and this is from last week, of course, is planned out a piece of a watercolor unit that I'm going to incorporate in the spring. Having all of our supplies laid out, we already know essentially what we're doing all the way through the semester, and I didn't want to mess around with changing a whole lot of it right now, particularly since I'm not comfortable, wasn't comfortable at all, and still definitely have a ways to go with being comfortable with Schoology. I don't want to lay that out to my students when I myself am not real clear on how to use all of it. So I've got some more work to do this fall, but definitely would like to roll it out in the spring and give it a try. I think a lot of my department, as a lot of us, are hesitant after putting so much time into Google and creating our classrooms on there and creating classes and all that stuff. It would have been great to have this a year ago, and instead of rolling out the Google, we could have rolled this out, and it wouldn't have felt, even though it's not, obviously, we wouldn't have felt like we're doing the same thing over again, like reinventing the wheel again, I guess. So here is my class, and in the order of events that we're doing within class is taking part in a demonstration of still life. That'll happen in person, but I'll video record it and leave it on Schoology for them to access it at any time. Also have different techniques, which I use a little bit in Task 2 that the kids can access. Students are going to look on the internet for similar projects and compare to them, and they'll load those up in media albums. And then they're going to give face-to-face critiques that we're going to record in Schoology so they can, throughout the rest of the semester, go back and listen to themselves talk about their own artwork and see what they need to change and what they need to do different. I think that will be a very helpful thing for them. And students finally are going to create an online portfolio. I had been starting out using Google Slides, but I've kind of decided to go a different direction with that, just as with the two programs. I'm hesitant. I always feel like Google does not play well with a lot of other programs. So I decided to try to find some other online folio programs to use instead of the Google one that I had started doing. So tools I definitely could see themselves using as discussion boards, media albums, and the calendars for dates. Outside tools, the portfolio I spoke of, and Google Slide being one of those options, and then art databases that we connect to. Collaboration thing I'd like to do in the spring, especially with teachers in district that I know, art teachers in district like Melissa Woody, who is in this class. I want to create portfolios on Schoology that we can compare between buildings. We can even incorporate Lee Summit West into that and get those kids doing some discussion between each other, create some similar projects even, and have the kids talking between buildings. I think that's huge for building a sense of community, but also huge for the kids, getting somebody else besides me and somebody else besides their classmates to be talking about their artwork. I think that's a nice feature at Schoology that all of us can use together. So my game plan then is really I want to do more building. I want to have this ready and shined to go in January as opposed to building it on the way, which is what I was doing in September and October this year. So I want to have it ready to go from the get-go of class to launch to students and not start in the middle, which is why I'm holding off. Again, if you can't tell, I am hesitant and was hesitant going into this. feeling like it's semi reinventing the wheel, which I'm sure you guys have gotten from a lot of teachers with the rollout of Google last year. So I'm doing my best to fight that after looking at all the things in it and everything that has available. Obviously, it has a lot more to offer than Google, which just essentially dumps you into the internet. I like that. I love the connectivity of it to the gradebook, which was annoying that Google does not do that. So that is a selling point for me to move into it. I'm excited to get it together and really, really dive into trying to use it starting in the spring. So, Julie, thank you for the class, and everyone have a good rest of your first semester.